Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. This is Blood Phantom 81. So I'm actually doing a different video today. Today we're going to be talking about the gnarly world of taxes. The reason why I say gnarly is because they are starting to get pretty expensive, and I imagine them getting more expensive later on in the future. So today's video might be somewhat of like a reveal slash discussion. I do want there to be somewhat of a discussion in the comment section for those of you that are more experienced dealing with taxes. So yeah, we're going to talk about the taxes of someone who actually earns quite a bit of money through stock trading. I'm assuming that my profits will actually compound. So every year, let's say in the best case scenario, I'm earning something like 35 to 85% per year. Again, best case scenario. Then those profits will compound. So every year, the total amount of dollars I'll be earning should actually increase pretty significantly. And taxes are actually the biggest threat I see personally to really compounding this account really quickly. The only way I'm seeing to sort of go around this is to just perform better. But I am going to have a ceiling. There's a certain amount of risk that I'm okay with taking, and there's some amount of risk that I'm not okay with taking. I'm starting to learn a little bit more about options, so I'm sort of okay with leveraging myself in that way. I would say I'm buying way more options now than I was like even 4 months ago. So yeah, it's possible that my returns get a lot better from here on out. At least I'm anticipating that. But still, there's a lot to be said to paying a lot in taxes. Um, and so today's video, once again, is going to be a reveal, but I'm also just thinking out loud in terms of how I can reduce this burden. So let's go ahead and take a look at a small portion of my tax return. So without actually giving away too much information, as you guys can see, I earned about $60,000 in profits, and that's from capital gains in 2019. I'm assuming that that number might be maybe 40% more this year if all goes well. I'm already up to $60,000 in profits so far in 2020, so we'll see how much it can increase. But I mean, so with $60,000, along with a few other things, I think I may have earned like 1,000 or 1,500 in dividends. So capital gains is easily the way that I'm going to earn the most money, and so as a result of that, I owe about $13,000 in taxes. And so I can't say that this is a lot of money that I have to pay in taxes. Obviously, it could be a lot worse. After all, I did make $60,000 in the stock market. So like, this is not me throwing a pity party and inviting everybody into the comment section. Although if you do like to party, let me know. We can probably figure something out later. But anyway, so yeah, so federal taxes and my state taxes. I currently live in the state of California. So I'm expecting to pay anywhere between like 20-ish to 40% relative to the profits that I earn in the stock market. And of course, this is also considering how much money I'm going to be making from my actual job. Because I did pay a lot in taxes this past year through my job, basically, there was a lot of money that was withheld from me. That sort of acted as like it counteracted it a little bit. But yeah, so in terms of how to get around this, so there's a few different options that I see that seem pretty obvious. Number one, I could trade in a tax advantaged account. Obviously, the con of that is that I won't be able to take money out until a certain age, and I'm definitely very much in the mindset of I'm not looking forward to aging, I would say, and the age of 50, the age of 60 feels like it's pretty far away. I'm currently 24 years old, and I'm trying to build something pretty special here before I get to a certain age. Not that there's anything wrong with aging, of course, we're all going to age at some point, but yeah, I'm just saying that's basically my timeline. So yeah, I don't want to necessarily put it in a tax advantage account. Unless, I don't know, unless it can compound so much quicker in a tax advantage account, and the penalty that I'm going to pay for withdrawing early, if that total amount is going to be higher than what I'm doing right now, then I think it might be worth it. But I don't know how much of a fee I'd have to pay within like a Roth IRA. I'd have to consider that. But anyway, that is one option. The other option is to basically not trigger short-term capital gains taxes. A lot of my trading is just like, buying, selling constantly every single month. It's possible that I may want to do something that's a little bit longer term while still having access to the leverage that I'm used to. But as you guys saw with March of this year, like obviously anything can change on a dime. A stop can get triggered and that kind of thing. So it's still possible to aim for the long term, but not necessarily, to not get married into long term trading. So yeah, I'll always shoot for a long term capital gains tax, and I'm starting to realize how important taxes are now. I mean, Robert Kiyosaki got famous off of teaching people how to avoid taxes, and still going along that line with Robert Kiyosaki. Option number three is to be able to expense things, or at least either have a business or a real estate property where you can use that to deduct off your taxes. So I'm actually looking at rental properties in Bakersfield. So there are some properties that I'm looking at. I hope you guys don't buy these before I do, but obviously with real estate comes tax advantages. You can obviously deduct certain things from your total income, so that's always an option too. The one thing with real estate that sort of scares me is that I'm obviously going to be placing a lot of money into something that I'm not super familiar with, while at the same time it's possible that my returns are just better served elsewhere. But it would be nice to have a property to be able to deduct taxes off of, and also just to diversify a little bit. And maybe I end up liking real estate more than I think I would. So that's always an option too. So yeah, just to kind of wrap things up, those are the three most popular and sort of more obvious options to how to avoid paying taxes. I'll probably do some more research on it, but yeah, like I mentioned, this is going to be potentially the biggest thing that's going to slow me down from really compounding my account quickly. So I am trying to get creative and think about ways to not pay taxes, basically, or pay less taxes, I should say, in a smart way. So if you guys have any experience with this, let me know in the comment sections below. I'm super, super curious to hear you guys' answers, and I will see you guys in the next video.